Well guys, my battery has died, but it's okay. I decided not to bore you. I just went ahead and removed all the spark plugs. So they're all removed now. Now it's time for me to actually reinstall them. And I'm just gonna try to slowly drop it in and get it hand tight. Putting everything in the correct order. Even though it doesn't really matter, guys. I'm just doing it for the heck of it because, you know, why not? You know, each one of these are performing really good in their location, so that's what I'm gonna end up doing. So it's just something that I like to do. If I pull it out in that order, that's the order I put everything back in. Hopefully eliminating some confusion and then me having to guess what actually went wrong. I do believe that these coil packs should be exactly the same. After all, this is a 4-cylinder Nissan Rogue, just 2 years newer, from 2010, installed in 2008. Should be the same, but one thing's for sure, guys, the fuse panels, they're different shape. The fuses are different size. They definitely already tried some new things on this one. So I did not do any research. I do believe that it is possible with every year they try to do some modifications so that they're gonna have that on a newer model. So there's a good chance they've implemented some of these new changes on this 2010 that they're going to use in a higher end model. So like 2011s, 12, you name it, and possibly they're using the same engine. There's a good chance, but some of the electronics might be different, might be some improvements here and there. I should be able to tell pretty much immediately from the drivability what's it doing. Is it performing? Is it not? As soon as I'm gonna reinstall everything. We still have plenty of daylight left, so it shouldn't be a problem. So I'm just gonna tighten it good, but not overly tight. It's like basically you tighten it up, but then you just give this one little tad bit. So let's see, look. And same thing on this one. Okay, so that's good. So now it is time for me to reinstall the coil packs. And what am I doing? I'm pulling. That was actually the coil pack that was in there. A good idea not to make that mistake. So everything plugged in, it's snapped in. So that's aligned. So let's reinstall the coil pack bolt. Okay. And it is easier, guys, to snap this electronics in when you halfway insert it. This was just naturally that I figured out, like once I start working on anything, what's the easiest way to do it? There's no need to overly complicate things. Okay, I always want to make sure I'm not using the old stuff. So now, pretty much for sure, one of these Nissan Rogues is going to be a parts car. Most likely this one, because it is 2 years older, double the mileage. But we will see. We will certainly see. So that is done. Everything's installed. Everything's good from what I could tell. So let's reinstall this piping first by installing that bit. Okay, guys, if you don't own a Nissan Rogue, maybe you own some other Nissan, or you own some other car. Maybe you find some other cars on my channel. This particular channel is about me fixing my home cars, basically, that I end up using. I have 12 cars, so my other channel, I just decided to keep it all sprinters. This channel is going to have variety of different vehicles, but mainly it's going to have Nissans and Infinitis. But we'll see if I bring in some other ones, because Nissan and Infinitis, they share the same components. So all this is good now. So I want to make sure that I have removed everything from here, all this stuff. So everything looks good. What I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shut this hood. I'm gonna replace the spark plugs really quickly on the other vehicle. I don't want nothing falling in the engine, and then we're gonna be on our way. Okay, guys, here we go. We're gonna go ahead, and I don't care which order they go. I just want to make sure I cover up these engine holes. So we do that, then I'm just gonna tighten them up pretty much hand tight. Inside here, I'm not sure if you could tell. Hopefully you could tell. I'm not sure if you could tell. There's a little what looks to be like a fuse. I don't have anything right now to pull it out. It's very tiny, and it fell out actually from here, from the center. So that ignition coil pack, when I took it apart, I maybe disturbed it somehow, so that's why. So we're gonna tighten this up. I would definitely like to fix this Nissan Rogue, just because it's newer year, but you know, it's definitely got some destruction. And then probably turn that other one into a project car. I also have a Nissan Murano. I would like it to make it look like a Nissan Murano, you know, so we probably could do that to it, because it was hit in the doors, and I possibly could install the Nissan Murano like the door sheet metal, and then the doors themselves, so it's gonna match up exactly. It's gonna be a lot of work, probably no reason to do it other than just see if it could be done. Having a Murano face, Murano doors, Nissan Rogue rear end. Murano rear end probably looks better, but you know. So I'm just gonna tighten this up. So obviously, if things don't work out with that one, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this mass airflow sensor together with this piping, and just replace it as a whole piece, just to see if that's gonna really do anything, because mass airflow could really mess things up. Okay, so this is installed, so we're good now. I'm just gonna throw these tools inside and go ahead and take my car for a ride. So let's just do that. Right, guys, it's the moment of truth. We just have reinstalled all of the coil packs. They are in exact order, and the spark plugs exact order as it was on the 2010 Nissan Rogue. So it's a moment of truth. I really hope this is something that's going to work out. Therefore, I'm gonna have a little bit less issues. So from the looks of it, it came on right away. This engine, this is the only logical thing to do, guys, is pop all the new spark plugs, all the new coils, see if that really helps, because if a coil pack messes up, then that's going to be the issue. But test driving will definitely give me a good idea if it has solved it. And right now it's kind of hard to tell. It is a bumpy ride over here, so let's just go to the left. And we're gonna make a turn here. So far so good, guys. It hasn't really made any issues. Now it does. I definitely feel some shakiness, so it kind of vibrates a little bit. So I'm just gonna drive it easy right now, see what I could tell. I'm not gonna really take this too long. At the first glance of service light to be flashing, I'm gonna take it back and I'm gonna replace the mass airflow sensor. At this point, I really don't see nothing serious just yet, so I'm gonna take it on a little bit longer drive. I'm really happy the way I'm situated, that it's easy for me to turn around and come back. So last time I speed things up, I was feeling, let me close this things up, I was feeling some hesitation in the gas pedal, even though the speedometer was not showing me anything new. But definitely there was some hesitation there. And by hesitation I mean it was like a little bit of vibrations that I was getting, and I just got some right now. Definitely. So nothing's flashing yet, but one thing's for sure, I'm gonna go ahead and turn around and drive it back in the other direction, only to turn around again, because I want to make sure that if the problem's here, I will simulate it. But one thing's for sure, it hasn't tripped a check engine light at all right now, so that's a good sign. I'm not convinced though. Okay, service engine light has came on. It did give me some flashes, and also I feel some hesitations in the foot pedal. The only thing it did was flash, and then it came off, leading me to believe the problem's still here. So this is all for a test drive. It's now flashing actually. Let's see what it's gonna do. Will it shut the engine off like it did last time? Okay, it's definitely not behaving right now. I could tell it's slightly misfiring. Let's see what it's doing underneath the hood. And then we're actually gonna run the check engine diagnostics. Yeah, you could definitely tell it's misfiring a little bit. You could tell the engine is slightly vibrating a little bit to the left. One thing I'm very curious to see, if I was to install the coil packs that was already in here and spark plugs and the other Nissan Rogue, just to see if it's going to do the same. Now, another thing that could possibly be happening is possibly maybe we're having a kind of like a bad ground here. I mean, it's a possibility where electrical is just not getting through, causing some electricity sort of like inconsistencies, because everything is based off resistance, and if there's not enough resistance, then it's just not going to be really acting right. So let me see if I have anything that's going to fit it in these tools. No, that's not gonna do it. So okay, looks like I'm missing some tools here. Where's all these tools at? They're possibly, that's a 10 T15, that's wrong. Okay, that's not my set. See if I could fit this on here. I don't believe this is a... Oh, it is a 10. Okay. So that's good. I'm just gonna tighten it up a little bit. And there's definitely a lot of buildup over here when it comes to this positive cable. So it might be an issue with electricity as well. I mean, it could definitely be an issue. I don't have anything right now to try to get rid of that. But let's try to see what we're gonna get. Is the check engine light back? Are we getting any misfire? So I do want to rule it out. Okay, that was very smooth. That's good. All of these revs, guys, they're like extremely smooth. Like, I can't believe how smooth they are. Okay, let's read the codes. There's nothing on the dash, of course. I feel very slight vibrations, almost like non-existent. Let's see. Wow, looks like we have multiple cylinders misfire. So we have PO304, PO301, PO300s. That's not good. Multiple cylinder misfires. Let's see, so I'm gonna hit exit. So we do have a cylinder 4 that was there before. We replaced the spark plugs in cylinder 4 and the coil pack, so that's not causing it. We replaced the spark plug in cylinder 1 and the coil pack, so that's not causing it. And this was happening before with other coil packs. It's happening with the new coil packs. So if you were to take this to the to a mechanic, possibly they would be replacing this, and it would be a guess. But if it was the wrong guess, you're still paying for the part. That's just how it works at the mechanics. So you might seem like if you take it to like a dealer or something, just because they're dealer, they're gonna know exactly what they're talking about, and most time they do. But if they don't, you're the one that's flipping the bill. Okay, I could tell the way it's vibrating right now. There are some inconsistencies. I want to take it just for one more test drive. I don't think it's nothing really has changed, but I just want to do it for good measure. So let's go ahead and take it for a test drive. I want to see if this with me clearing this codes, if they're gonna come back again. Sometimes you just have to double check, triple check, overly check. I mean, instead of just going deeper into the operation. Guys, another thing that could be wrong, if yours is doing it, it could be the actual wiring harness. That definitely could be it. Wiring harness. So this time we're just gonna go left here, and we're gonna speed up really good and fast, and see if we're gonna get any flashing. Because one thing's for sure, if it does quit, I do have a way out at the next intersection over there. So nothing has flashed, which is very, 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 very surprising. So now I'm just gonna kind of like make a little U-turn down here. Really not a U-turn, but I'm gonna go to the stop sign here, make sure there's no traffic, and accelerate again. I do feel that it's a slow acceleration. I mean, I'm not really sure how Rogue should be accelerating, but it's a 4-cylinder. But I think it's slow. Yeah, I think it was much faster than this before. Funny thing about it is we're not getting any flashing. I am getting vibrations now. So we're gonna turn around by that gas station. I do feel the problem is there now. It's just not showing up on the dash. So I'm gonna speed up again and just go home. Yeah, quite slow. Okay, service engine did flash this time, so now I am more confident that, yeah, the problem's still back there, even though very obvious, seems like common sense. But now it's time for me to replace the mass airflow sensor. And I know I'm just throwing parts at it, guys, but keep in mind, I have the parts. They are brand new. This is why if you watch this video, if it worked for me, it's gonna work for you. At this point,